This award you're looking at, nobody expected it to go to Ousmane Dembele. Well deserved? Absolutely. But the story behind it is insane. Even his teammate, his former teammate at France, the French national team, said in an interview about Ousmane Dembele, I never expected him to win the Ballon d'Or one day, which is insane. I'll tell you more about it. But we go back to his time at Stade Rennes. A lot of talented players come from that club, such as Camavinga, by the way. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 100% sure, guys. Then he moved to Dortmund, where he showed his insane, amazing potential. I can remember his first touch, his acceleration, his dribble, and then he gave an assist. He crossed it perfectly to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Ousmane Dembele was insane already, and then he moved to Barcelona. They paid a lot of money. For your perspective, how you see Lamine Yamal at FC Barcelona is how football fans saw Ousmane Dembele once at Barcelona too. But honestly, it's not just the football fans. Clubs doubted his consistency early on. And it wasn't just about the fact that he was injury prone. He's mocked for it, by the way. But it was because of his mentality. He was known to be for the fact that he was a gamer. He arrived way too late at training sessions, and it wasn't just for once, it was quite often. And clubs knew about it, football fans knew about it, and that was such a shame because he had the potential, he was so good at it, but his mentality was ruining his career. And this player is not just special because of his qualities, also the fact that he's been memed because of being injury prone, but more importantly, he never knew which foot was his favorite, left or right. If you don't know about it, Google it. Google it, you'll see it, and then just tell me. Now that you know this background story, most football fans thought this story ended even before it began. Now that you know the background story, most people thought that this story would end before it even began. You'll understand more and more why this Ballon d'Or win is well deserved. Football has won. We move on to Barcelona, his period at Barcelona, because he was injury prone. There were a lot of setbacks, a lot happened, people were talking about him. He wasn't happy at all at the club anymore, and it wasn't even that he was that bad, but the potential he had, the expectations all of us had from Ousmane Dembele, he just didn't meet the expectations. He just didn't do it, and we all knew that he had it in him, but somehow it just didn't work, and yet he survived. But there was one single important question: would he ever become world class? Then the 2024-2025 season. So we all knew he moved back to Paris Saint-Germain. A lot of football fans said, yo, why would you do that? And I totally understand it back then, but right now he proved us why this was the best decision. He got married, he was focused, he wasn't injury prone anymore. It wasn't about arriving late on training sessions anymore. He was focused, he was locked in. And this has nothing to do with the script, guys. A man who is focused, locked in, is the most dangerous creature in the world. Was that dramatic enough? He is French. He moved back to Paris, where he came from, to play for Paris Saint-Germain. He looks happy right now. The coach, Luis Enrique and Ousmane Dembele, that's a match made in heaven. These two, the thing that he unlocked something in Dembele no other trainer could do. He managed to do it. It is a really good combination. A football player just needs trust. He needs trust from his coach, and more importantly, he had a healthy run. No injuries anymore, because there are a lot of quality football players. I think that the exact moment you're hearing this or you're watching this video, you're thinking of one or two players who are really good but always injured. But Ousmane Dembele had a healthy run for once. There were some tactical improvements, because critics always said he lacks end product. He worked on it, he scored goals, provided assists. He was so important for his team. And then something you guys need to know. Regarding the Ballon d'Or, there are a lot of criteria that you should, like a lot of measurements you should keep in mind, a lot of criteria. So it's your environment, it is luck, of course, and also collective success, because we already knew that Ousmane Dembele had the talent, but you also need your team to have success, to win prizes, because football is a collective sport. And all of this, the things I just told you, made him football's savior. Yeah? Dramatic? Then there's his former teammate at the French national team, Olivier Giroud. He said, I never expected Ousmane Dembele to win the Ballon d'Or. And the thing I just said is what he said as well. It's not just about your talent, it's also about your collective success, it's about your environment. And at PSG, with his coach, everything included, it just clicks. It clicked. The successes, the goals, the assists, winning prizes. We just couldn't, it went to an extent where we just couldn't ignore Ousmane Dembele. Because, let's be honest, if he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, would you still take the Ballon d'Or ceremony seriously? Would you? Be honest. But the Olivier Giroud statement, his quote, says it all. It just summarizes it, because all of us, if you would have asked your mate or your friend, will Ousmane Dembele win the Ballon d'Or? You would have expected Neymar to do it, expected Mbappe to do it. Ousmane Dembele even won the Ballon d'Or before Mbappe, which is insane, by the way. Which is insane. It's crazy. He's, by the way, the first player to win the Ballon d'Or while being at the domestic club since Michael Owen. Ousmane Dembele, his story is insane. He went from the mocked wonder kid to a Ballon d'Or winner. Ousmane Dembele, in comparison with the other candidates, Yamal and Mbappe, Rafinha, Mo Salah, Vitinha, it's well deserved. Let's pick out Lamine Yamal, Rafinha and Mbappe. Also Mo Salah. These players simply didn't win the Champions League. Talking about Lamine Yamal, he had an outstanding season. He was so good. He always stands out, playing for his club and country, for Barcelona, both Barcelona and Spain. But he simply didn't win the Champions League. To be honest, I can imagine, I think you would agree with me. Just tell me, yes or no. If Lamine Yamal won the Champions League, would we all vouch and vote for Lamine Yamal as a Ballon d'Or winner, yes or no? Kylian Mbappe had a really good season individual. Sorry, I'm still debating the criteria, the Ballon d'Or criteria. Sorry, not sorry. If Mbappe won the Champions League with Real Madrid because the collective success wasn't there with Real Madrid, but if that was the case, then it would be different. So, what I just said at the beginning of this video, we didn't expect Ousmane Dembele to win it, but is it well deserved? Absolutely. Guys, I do have one final question for you. Just let me know, out of honesty, is this the greatest glow-up story of the last decade? I'm wondering. I was almost... oh, I can barely speak. It's crazy. But I hope you guys understand me. Please answer my final question. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's one more video about Rafinha, and then I have two surprises, but I'm not gonna tell you about it because, like I just said, these are surprises. So, make sure you watch the next videos too. Speak to you later. This was me about Ousmane Dembele. Never expected, but well deserved. Your Ballon d'Or winner.